Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I'm RB Piper. This is the Piper Academy Network, and these are red bubbles. We got a lot of them going on today. Guys, getting a little bit of a sell-off this morning. Got a market sell-off right now on the stock market open. We'll go ahead and jump over there, show you that right there above my head. There we go. Yeah, Dow Jones down 1.13% right now. The S&P down 1.24%. And then NASDAQ down 1.45%. Russell 2K down 1.5%. The VIX, it's in that green. It's pumping, guys. And I told you, we don't like to see that. So watching all this market open as crypto sells off. But guys, we do have a little bit of hopium. We're going to be taking a look at this today. This is Eric Wallen's beautiful. This is his gospel, his Bible in crypto, if you will. And he's been sharing this for a while in the community. I thought I would talk about it today because according to this, we've got about 4 more days of downside before historically we have moved. We'll explain all of this, but I am watching for some downside movement, guys. I'm watching for some sell-off for the next 4 days to continue, and that will put us right into the new year. So we're going to be looking at that. Also looking at some key levels that I'm watching here. We are now just now getting a bounce right now on the well crap it didn't hold level. And will we go down in there, sink down deep, and then head into Jesus take the wheel or not? We're going to talk about all that today and more right here on the Morning Market Report, the #1 show on the Piper Academy Network, Retro Mike, and also home of the Golden Goat. Guys, let's get it. Classes in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. We got Average Crypto Joe in here, Alexandra G, Crypto Coin Mindset, bro. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? Retro Mike Tech. Shout out to the return of Bearish Piper. I love that, dude. Him and I, we go around and around, we shoot shots, but I think when we get to Vegas, we're definitely going to have to sit down and just chill together, man. I love that, dude. Mike Play in the house, username in the house, Harp's in here with us, and I think that's about it. Ninja Glock, I think I saw somebody, I don't know. Who? Maybe. You know who I know who's here? I know who's here, besides Museum of Corruption. It's the OC guy. What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. A very nice Monday. Still a little bit with the flu though, but already at the last stages of it. So I'm ready for this upcoming trading week because it seems like we might have some good surprises. I am looking forward for a possible reentry, and I'll show you a little bit more on that after the fact that we go over the news.
Awesome. Retro Mike Tech asked Alexandra G if she was going to let me talk to him that. And, I'm waiting because, Alexandra G, she is such a mod queen. She can actually put the live host of shows in timeout with the push of a button. So I got to be good. Retro Mike Tech said he won't be in Vegas. Man, that sucks, dude. Vegas is going to be fun. I'm not even going to drink a whole lot. I'm just going to go chill and go hang out with all of my crypto friends. Let's go talk about the news because I am seeing the price right now is dropping on Bitcoin again. Stocks are sharply down lower. Market alert right now on CNBC over there. I see that. So I want to get into the news so that we can get into these charts and talk about these levels. But shout out to everyone who's joining us in the chat. If you guys have not done so yet, please smash that like button and consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell. We'll appreciate all of it. Help us grow. We are on our way to 7,000 subs. So if you guys could help us get there, you, sir, would be a rock star. Let's go jump into the news, OC, and let's see what we got over here. All right, guys, looking at the news today. Let me bring this in a little bit. Oh, yeah, get you off there. You can go away. Thank you. Don't need that behind me. There we go. Bring that in. Perfect. Let's go. We are currently sitting at a 3.39. Is that right? Nope, 3.37. We've lost even more in the market cap. Down 1.9% in the past 24 hours. Volume is up, though, 49.6%. Where's that volume come from? It's selling pressure. People are selling off their crypto right now. Weekends, it's happening. Look here, guys, at the Bitcoin dominance right now. This is as of a couple hours ago this morning. We are in neutral on the CMC Fear and Greed Index. Bitcoin dominance sitting at about 56.5. We'll check and see if that's still up to date. And CMC altcoin season, we're almost at the 50% mark. We've got to get quite a ways out. We've got to move like 25 points plus in order to get into the altcoin season here. Looking at the crypto bubbles, I did tell you guys lots of red here on the daily, even on the hourly. Just a couple of tokens that are green. Let's go down here and take a look at what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin currently sitting at $92,620, down 1.6% on the daily. Ethereum's at 3,323, down 1.2. XRP taking a massive schwack to its number there. 6.5% down on the daily, 1.9% on the hourly. It is almost down to $2, guys. It's at 201 right now. BNB down 2.3%. Solana's down 2.7%. Alts are just getting wrecked right now. Cardano down 5.5% on the daily, sitting at 84 cents. What else? Chainlink's down 5.3%. That's a pretty decent move. Squeeze down 4.9%. Hedera HBAR down 6.1%. And you can see a lot of these are still showing their weekly as red also until you get to this BitGet token. Guys, it is up 52% for the week, down 5.4% on the weekly here. And that's like closing out at number 20. Hyperliquid moving up to number 19. That's our top 20 for the day right now. Let's go over and check out the stock market. We talked about this when we came in. Dow Jones currently down 1.25. Let's give it a refresh, make sure that's still accurate. Yeah, 1.25 on the Dow Jones, 1.32 on the S&P, 1.55 on the NASDAQ, and down 1.56% there on the Russell. The VIX continuing to pump up. It's even higher than what it was when I just showed you this. So it is up 17.18%. Look at the economic calendar for the today. We don't have anything until 7:45 my time. That's 9:45 on the East Coast. And it's going to be Chicago PMI. Not a really big deal. I mean, it's one of the bigger ones. It's a good precursor indicator, but it's not necessarily a major indicator. We won't see anything with that until Friday, January 3rd. That's going to be ISM Manufacturing PMI. Of course, we do have our initial jobless claims coming out this week. Expected to be higher again, guys. 219,000 was the previous. Consensus is 224. Forecast is 222. I'm curious to see what this comes in at, because this is the 30-year mortgage rate, guys. And the 30-year mortgage rate is not based on the Fed Reserve cutting rates. It's based on the 10-year yield. And we're actually going to show you something good is happening right now at the 10-year yield. It's going down. Okay. And so that 10-year yield is the baseline for the mortgage loans, car loans, all that type of stuff, personal loans, signature loans, right? How you and me, how our loan rates is based on the 10-year, not the Federal Reserve rate. Federal Reserve rate is borrowing power of banks and big institutions, right? So, and the U.S. government. So, we are seeing that, and the federal government's interest rates, by the way, our taxpayer money pays interest rate on top of that Federal Reserve rate, guys. So that 10-year yield, though, coming down is a good thing, because I do believe in my heart of hearts that if we break that 5% to the upside, and I'll show you all this on the chart, but if we break 5%, guys, on the 10-year Treasury yield, I think we're heading into pre-recession steps that are taking place at that point. And I think that there's a major fear of well, I know there's a fear. A lot of retail investors are very afraid that stagflation and recession events will occur in 2025, bringing the markets down. But one of the first things that we would see would be that 10-year Treasury yield breaking that 5%. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. Let's jump over here and talk about the Bitcoin price. Breakdown confirmed. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. Let's talk about this for a second. Let's go and see here. Bitcoin counts down to the end of 2024, trading in crucial areas for its latest bull run. It's going to go into all these things, so I'm just going to go down and talk about them individually. Bitcoin hovers near range lows for now after a flat weekend was punctured by fresh Bitcoin price downside. Bitcoin is hovering near the lows of its December trading range, according to Cointelegraph and TradingView. A lack of overall momentum has characterized the Christmas period, but as the last 2 Wall Street trading days of 2024 get underway, there are signs of short-term change. Price is currently trading around a key value area low, last week's low and high time frame trend. And then let's go down here and let's talk about these things that they're saying here. We'll take a look at our up-to-date chart here, but they're actually showing on the heat map here that 91.7 to 92.4K are going to be critical areas for liquidity grabs. That's why I do think that we do have some downside coming, some more. Stagflation risk are becoming the theme of 2025. Another quiet holiday week for U.S. markets means that the unemployment figures, again, form the key macroeconomic data print for the coming days. Initial jobless claims are due on January 2nd, which will mark the first significant macro numbers for risk assets in 2025. And then against the background of stagflation cues, the crypto continues to be sensitive to employment shocks. So employment and inflation, when it keeps going up on inflation and job numbers keep going, job unemployment keeps going up too, when both of those go together, that means you have an economy that is losing income and losing workforce. So people don't have money to spend. And even if they did, everything is more expensive because of inflation. That is called stagflation. I think the president-elect will do everything in his power to let the recession happen on his watch. To let a recession happen on his watch. Oh, to not let it happen on his watch. I think you're right. I think you're right. But sometimes there's not a lot you can do. And there's a trade-off. There's always going to be a trade-off. And so they have to decide which is better on the trade-off. Is it to print money, go crazy, and increase the national debt, which everybody would go, you're worse than anybody that you said you were going to be better than? Or are they just going to let the recession happen? Because remember, guys, in a debt-based economy, recessions are the reset button. And sadly, the people that pay all the paying costs on that are the lower middle class down to low poverty levels. So that is what typically happens there. So as inflation rebounds could significantly hurt crypto and risk asset programs with that stagflation scenario. Kabisi letter said it expects stagflation to become the theme of 2025. In fact, 55% of high net worth investors expect stagflation in 2025. So there you go. That's that one. Seller exhaustion begins as the metric nears 3-month lows. That would be despite Bitcoin running and breaking $108,000, Bitcoin price downside remains modest. The recent 15% dip is decidedly on the lower end of historical behavior when comparing bull market drawdowns in previous cycles. And I said that we may see like 15% becomes the new 30, right? 75% bear markets. That now looks like 50 to 55%. We could see that because of the buying pressure of institutions. So keep all that in mind there when you're looking at these percentages. It suggested that the Bitcoin, after Bitcoin hit an all-time high of $73,800 in March 2024, Glassnode pointed to short-term holders to identify when the market would bounce. It suggested that Bitcoin's market value to realized value, that is called the MVRV metric, as well as realized losses, both played a part. We now have a compass to uncover structures where the short-term holders potentially reach seller exhaustion. And I do think that will be the case. Wells are keeping the bullish momentum alive. And Bitcoin stablecoins, this is another big one too. Binance stablecoins reserves point to market health. In one of its quick take blogs on December 30th, on-chain analytic platform CryptoQuant revealed that the largest global exchange, Binance, had recently accumulated record stablecoin reserves. Excuse me, guys. On December 11th, Binance's aggregate stablecoin reserves hit $31 billion, marking a nearly 5-fold increase in 18 months. With reserves remaining around $30 billion level, it suggests that investors remain positively positioned in the market, ready to buy when they need to buy. So that's the 5 things that you need to know there. I'm not going to go too far into this one. I'm just going to go over the headlines up, but this is basically the same thing we just talked about with Bitcoin, and this is what the stock market is looking at for 2025. The headwinds and tailwinds that could potentially end the bull, okay? And so the things that they're looking at here is the market tailwinds is into 2025 is how strong the economy is with the 3% GDP. If you look at only that metric, yes, that would indicate that the economy is doing good, right? Second, record profits are expected to be for a second year in 2025 and not just from the tech sector. So they're looking at profits for all these companies' earnings reports coming out and coming ahead. And it's not that the profits are up, Profit margins are expected to remain near the record 12%, which means corporate America is keeping a large portion of the revenues that they take as profit. And then they're talking about strong economy, record corporate profits, and record net profit margins. So stock market looking just, they're feeling bullish over there. So the one thing to watch is what they're even saying is that 10-year treasury yield as 2025 begins, rising long end bond yields pose the biggest challenge to the bull market. So, and I believe it's that 5% mark is where we need to watch. Currently, as of Friday, it was 4.6. And I think right now it's down a little bit. We'll look at that in a second. But he said there is no uniform threshold for the 10-year yields that would automatically cause stocks to correct. However, the 10-year treasury yield is currently at 4.6%, and he opined that a move above 4.75 could trigger a deeper correction in equities, and above 5% would be bull market threat. And that's exactly what I was just relaying to you guys also. Let's jump back over here to the duo cam. Let's turn off that Hulk smash there, and let's go check with the chat. But yeah, that's what I'm watching. The OC is that nasty 5% treasury yield line there. I think you moved on me. I know you did. You had just, I had you all set up. We were eye to eye. You're trying to set up higher than me now. 5%. That's what I'm watching on the 10-year treasury yield, and that could send us to a deeper correction. But we do have a chart today that we're going to show guys of why Bitcoin could be only 4 days away of more dip before we bounce, and we'll be looking at that. But OC, any thoughts on the economic data we went through today, or what they were talking about with Bitcoin's levels here, stable coins being a positive indicator that market makers are ready to buy at any moment? They're sitting there on their reserves of stable coins. Any thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've been seeing this over and over and over. That when stablecoins are being held in exchanges, either from the exchange itself, because remember those guys also buy for themselves or from their reserves, right? And also by traders. Well, then that usually means that they're getting ready to buy. I would say the only worrying signal that I could be seeing, and it's not there yet, will be extracting those stable coins and transforming them into real currency, into fiat currency, right? Other than that, I mean, I just see everybody just preparing for the next up leg here, or at least the next bounce. Everybody's just kind of like looking at the previous cycle, right, and saying, hey, where are we located, right? I mean, look at this huge movement that we just had. This is just a correction. Also seems like we are not really going down as within a bear market. So I would not even venture to say that we are, or I'm not going to be venture to say that I am looking for shorts at this point, but instead just looking as it was a correction. Remember, we've been talking about this correction somewhere a little bit of a time ago here, and I'm looking at somewhere around 90K for me to start lowering or entering at Bitcoin once again before it started bouncing up.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to actually jump into the charts now because we're continuing to get sell off the entire time the news was going. Bitcoin's over here making news. So let's jump over here and look at the news. Look at the chart, guys. We are seeing that there is a pretty significant sell off continuing here. Let's go ahead and bring that up. There we go. And what I'm seeing here is, guys, the level that we broke that it needed to hold was 92,644. We just talked about that 92.4 was a key level. We've broken that. That was in that article that we were just talking about there. I'm actually watching for key level, most important level in my current picture, my why is that? Because that would be our value area low. Now, technically, we could break below the value area low and continue down to about 87,250. That would be the bottom of this volume node here. But that's going to be the key level, that value area low, because you see that that's where we actually start from the curve back into another node here. So we do have key level coming in right here at about 89,865. So let me move Jesus Take the Wheel up just a little. There we go. That's going to be that level right there for Jesus Take the Wheel on the top side. But this is all based off of the volume nodes. And you guys can see how well this has played out. This volume node right here, running across, that was our rejection point, and it's played out pretty well. So yeah, I'm watching these levels pretty closely right now. Looking at the 4-hour oscillator, we are starting to get some clipping on the True 7 here, but the oscillator ribbon has now given us another downtrend Um, we could get, pretty low here, guys. This thing can drop all the way down into like the sub 117 levels. So I would not be surprised to see the oscillator ribbon come a little bit lower. Let's take a look at the RSI. Put this on the side by side. We do have the daily Bollinger Band. We've been writing it down here on the right side. That's this green line here. So that is happening and playing out. And we are sitting pretty green. But look, we need to hit these blues that we get, these teal colored blues that we get at the bottoms here. We're not really getting that yet. So I want to see that on the heat map here for the RSI primed. And that's not actually occurring right now. But we should be getting close to the bottom. And there's one chart that I want to nope, not that one. There's one chart that I want to show that I'm really watching closely. And shout out to Eric Wallen for this chart. He's been sharing this in the community for quite a while. And what this is, guys, this is the cycle low multiples from BitBo. And what it does here is days from the halving, and it measures the price action each cycle from the halving. So let's go ahead and let's isolate off just from the halving right there. And let's bring this over to talk about where we currently are and what happens with price action. Oh, whoa, what did I just do? I just totally messed it up, man. Don't hit your buttons. That's what you don't want to do. Let me come over here, cycle low multiples, try it again. Back to zero, sir. Back of the line, restart, no go at this station. There we go. So what I'm watching here is, as you can see, the red line is 2024, guys. Let me move that up so I don't hit that again. The orange line there is the 2010 period, right, going into 2012. 2017, I should say, going into 2018. The green is 2020 going into 2021, and red is our current cycle. The blue one up top there is 2013, okay? So if we go from the zero line, that is the halving of every cycle. And you take a look here, what's happened, pretty interestingly, we've had this where it said, okay, look, this is our pull down point. We did come down from there, right? And that was back in for this cycle, for the current cycle, that was October 2024, and we did have that little pullback again. If you look at where we start to get the rally, and you guys can see it right here, it's about 4 days from now. The red line currently is sitting around a multiple of 5.88, where the 2018 and 2021 cycles, they all had their peaks, their bottoms right about this period here, which looking at this would be 4 days from now. I'll go with that. If we can get that and take a look at that move that it does, I mean, I can bring this back up here. You can see pretty much once it hits that bottom on the cycle multiples lows, actually it's the price prediction. Let me go there again. It's a price prediction, or is it multiple lows? It was multiple lows. Okay. Just making sure, cycle multiple lows. If you take a look at what happens once we hit that bottom there, which is about 4 days from now, that is the last of the correction pullback before we pump back up again. So that's why I put on the thumbnail 4 days left before the cycle, before the correct pain, and then we should see a bounce here 4 days from now. 4 days from now, by the way, would be right into the first week of January. Do we have anything going on that day on here? Let's see. Today would be day 1, day 2, day 3 would be the first, and day 4 would be January 2nd. 4 days from now would be the beginning of the first year of cycle trading. So the markets are going to be closed on January 1st. That would put January 2nd being the first market day of 2025, and would be a day. We'll see how that works out. But as of right now, that chart giving us a pretty good indication that an OC disappeared on me. I lost the OC guy. Would be a pretty good indication that we're looking at January 2nd being the day that the stock market starts to get a rally again, first day of the new year, and then setting the pace for the new year, right? That's what you want to see. You want to see a good pace start off, and then Bitcoin being the bottom of that cycle multiple. So, OC, welcome back. Do you have anything on your chart? You got to share it first, but do you have anything on your chart that you want to talk about on Bitcoin before we start looking at some altcoins and maybe some higher time frame stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I have just a couple of slides in here that I would like to go over. Very quickly, just basically what we've been talking about here. I remember that first it was this trend line, and we were talking about a possible bounce. Seems like we have this first initial bounce, but let me zoom in here so we can see it clearly. Here we go. But what we needed is for this bounce or this bounce, in fact, to get a higher high, right? Or at least match this previous high. It did not happen. It turned around on us. And then, well, then because we're doing lower highs and lower lows, we are right now breaking through that trend line. So that trend line for now, it's over. I'm going to keep it just in there for future reference. But I also going to be removing the previous drawings just to make a little bit more room for the upcoming drawings or the upcoming spaghetti, right? So where are we heading to? Well, you can see right here that we have a triangle here, a falling wedge, auto plotted by market dynamics. So shout out to market dynamics. And what is also showing me is that I have a trend line happening here. So this is going to be my next area of support. So as you also can see right here on the MVP oscillator, we are getting also almost ready to start looking for that flip of the ribbon. Let me show you another interesting here on the daily. And remember that what we talked about the previous classes on the VP and the VPM oscillator. When is it time to start buying or DCAing, right? So if we zoom in once again, you'll see that despite we can still go a little bit lower here, we are starting to have a couple of green lines on the daily. All right, remember that yes, sorry, what was it, Friday or Thursday, we went over it on the weekly, and at this point this is a little bit early still. I will be just waiting for a little bit more of that continuation. As you can see, this is exactly what I was expecting, a little bit farther move first, but still on its track for a flip of the ribbon and continuation upwards, or flip of the ribbon and continuation upwards. So we have the second bar, bright bar of green. Still, I'm not gonna be entering here. I'm gonna be waiting for the 4 hour 90K ish area, and then if that does not hold, well, I'm still going to be buying at those areas. But if that doesn't hold, my next entry is going to be a little bit lower. Let me show you exactly where. There we go, at somewhere around 89 125. That's because I had a previous predictive ranging here, and also I have a big liquidity area right there. And if I also throw here my there we go, my predictive ranges, you also see that I have a buffering zone to enter somewhere around this area right here. So once again, my first entry is going to be somewhere around here. My second entry is going to be somewhere around there. And finally, remember that I do 3 entries at a time. Well, not at a time, but one after another one is going to be all the way at 84,000. Hopefully, I mean, this is going to be scaring a lot of people. I don't think that we get there, but everything is possible, right? But still, I'm gonna be looking at this oscillator. As soon as I start seeing that flip of the ribbon, I'm gonna flick back into the daily, see if I still have those green bars. Let my internet just install. There we go. Those green bars. Execute an entry, and you have my 3 entries right there already planted up right on my charts. Other than that, that's all that I get on Bitcoin, Piper.
Yeah, I actually want to jump over. Not there. That ain't where I want to jump to. I actually want to jump to here, and let's talk about something that's I'm seeing on the heat map. A little bit of hoping for upside before we hit that level that you were just talking about. And the reason for that is on the heat map, guys, we are showing a big liquidation heat zone up here at about $96,000. We have cleaned out most of these lower ones that we've had here. There is some a little bit lower, down to about 91,500. But looking at this $96,000 range, there's a pretty big heat level up there for liquidity. And if we jump over and we take a look at the daily here on the CME futures, top side of this is coming in at about 95,350. That is your current CME gap from last Friday's close to this last night's opening. So we do have a little CME gap that we could see this come up, close that out, hit that $96,000 range on the heat map, and then continue back down, creating again another lower high and a lower low for the next move on that. So keep an eye on that level big time. I do think that that's going to be something to watch, that $96,000 range for a return there on price. But as of right now, we could go lower. That doesn't have to be filled immediately. And right now, that liquidity zone is sitting there. I would not be surprised to see sell off in the early morning part of the day here. And then we get into afternoon rally to close the markets out, trying to shake that market up before the end of the year. There is about 2 more days. We got today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, for people to do any loss harvesting, sell off before the tax year. So that is taking place, and that could be something that we see happen to cause that. And then after Tuesday, after the Wednesday on the 1st, we would then see the market get that rally point to head into the upper side movement. Shout out to Amy Lives Crypto. She is in the house with us right now. Haven't seen you here in a while, ladies. Good to have you here. I'm glad to see you. Drop those orange hearts there in the chat if you guys are glad to see Amy in here with us right now. But that's awesome. One thing that I am watching right now, OC. Speaking of tax season, guys, if you guys have not watched the video that I just put out yesterday, it's a very important video, and I will save you the time because of how urgent it is that you guys do this. If you guys don't know, your crypto as of January 1st will all be calculated by wallet, not by asset. So if you moved something from Coinbase over to KuCoin, and then from KuCoin to a trade account, started moving that stuff around, even though you bought it originally at like $35,000 on Coinbase, it's going to be based on wallet by wallet, not total assets. So a lot of big changes coming for U.S. taxes on how you report your gains on crypto, and it's a wallet by wallet case basis. So you have to go in, you have to fill out a document for the IRS before January 1st. This is going to affect everyone's capital gains in 2025 that get reported in 2026, and you have to do it before January 1st of 2025. So you got like 2 days to do this. I want to show you guys a really easy way to do this. This is all in the video. You can check the link down below. Go to decrypted.tax. You go in here and you just click on this button right here, that revision proclamation 2024 through 2028. You don't have to use any of their services, guys. This is something that they set up for free. You go in here and you go, I hereby confirm, I hereby adopt, and then you fill out your info, and then this will get submitted and date time stamped to the this will get date time stamped and everything to the IRS. This is how you will claim that you're doing first in, first out, or whatever. That's the way that it has to be. That's first in, first out basis. So I am choosing to allocate my unit of unused cost basis as of 1 January 2025 based on the global allocation method. It used to be a universal allocation method. Now it's a global first in, first out accounting method. You have to go in and do this before January 1st, guys. And you can do it right there again on that website, link down below. I'm sure Alexandra G is going to drop. She dropped the video there so you guys can watch the whole video, and Ernest gives a much better explanation about it because he's a tax attorney and a tax accountant. But you guys have got to do this before January 1st. So if you have not done so, go to the link, decrypted.tax. It'll take you 2 minutes. You are going to save yourself a lot of money if you go and do that. If you don't go do that, the IRS is going to take even more money from you because that's what they do. So speaking of taking money from people, OC, I got to tell this little story. And this is, everyone in the chat is going to enjoy this one. So, I'm doing these videos to build, legacy content, to build subscribers, right? And so one of the things you can do in YouTube is you can boost a video. It's all within YouTube. It's part of the YouTube's, they push it out more on the algorithm, right? Thank you very much, Alexander G, for dropping that. I appreciate it. Okay, you just need to have it in your possession signed. Well, they'll have it on file, and you can also print it out, Andrea. But yeah, you do have to have it signed, in possession and signed at least. So there you go. But they'll have it. Correct. You don't file it. You keep it for your. Okay, perfect. Yes, yeah, that's what I said. Go watch the video. He explained it much better than I do. I'm not an accountant. I'm a content creator. So anyway, I tried to boost last week's video. If you guys don't remember, that was the one of, is the market bottom in, right? Or market top in, whatever. I tried to boost it. I got denied because it was a political advertisement. Because I talked about the policies that Trump has said he's going to do as president. He's already elected president. How is it an election advertisement? He's already been elected, right? He's going to be the president, whether people like it or not. So I got denied boosting that one. I could not run it up on the algorithm. Did this week's video talking about crypto taxes. Crypto tax policy has been one of the things that has been talked about by not just the president, but our government. Got denied that one also. So, guys, when you guys see a video come out here in the next week or two, and I talk about Biden and Elizabeth Warren policies that have been positive, quote unquote, positive for crypto. And I'll find something. I'll find some article somewhere to throw it in there. But I'm going to do that, talking about the things that Biden has done for crypto that were good. Okay, and then I'm going to publish that video, and then I'm going to try to promote that video. Does anyone want to take a bet in the chat right now with me that video gets approved for advertisement boosting, even though I'm doing the exact same thing that I did? I'm just changing the name Trump for Biden. Anybody in the chat want to take me up on that bet? OC, you want to take that change? You want to take that bet?
Oh man, I swear to God that it's gonna get approved.
This is insane. It's absolutely insane. This is political advertisement. How is talking about the freaking elected officials' policies an advertisement? I don't know. Retro Mike said, I'll take that bet. All right, Retro Mike, hit me up, bro. DM me on X. What are we betting? I'm betting it does get approved. I'm betting it does. I'm betting they take the money and they go, oh, yeah, it's Biden. Talk about Biden all you want. Trump, orange man, bad. Guys, YouTube, Google. I have to make a sad announcement. I'm sorry to inform you, but he was freaking elected president. You have to deal with it. Suck it up and move on, Buttercup. Okay, let's get into. Oh, he says, I know the YouTube promotion algorithm. How is talking about policies that are already in place, Retro Mike? How is that against the promotion out? This is an elected. This is my government. My government elected officials policies, and that's all I was talking about. Like, I'm not allowed to talk about president, like my government's policies. I don't know. It's irritating. It's irritating. Let me come down with some type of life devastating illness and see what happens at Google headquarters. Hashtag Piper PTSD. That's all I got to say. All
Oh
right,
man.
let's jump in the charts. OC, what do you got, man,
Oh,
for
I
some
get something
altcoins? Because I
interesting.
know you're looking at some alts. Let's get over there. Get me off the stage. Get me off the stage. Go, OC.
All right, perfect. Let's go here and let's get started first of what I was also watching here. So everything was red. So I was, hey, look at this. What is this tiny little bit of bubble? Well, whatever, right? I just didn't make much of it. I did not kind of give it a second thought. And then I go to the week, right? Let's go to the weekend. Whoa, what the hell is that? 120%. I mean, and I even saw that BGB was bigger. I mean, was big. So what the hell is this? So I just go Google it very quickly, and it is an AI controlled DAO that uses virtual funds management, name AI Mark, to make investment decisions. You can keep reading this. I'm just not going to, but you already have a little bit of an idea on what this does, right? This is an AI-based investment tool. So let's see how does that develops, right? So we'll take a look at this, and look at that. It is not looking that bad. Yes, is it pretty new? Absolutely. But also look at the consistency that this thing have had, right? Again, guys, this is not financial advice. This is AI. So remember that if AI is anything like the movies, is gonna get us here then to then dump it and then get us all like, like those in Hollywood movies, right? One of my favorite ones, it is come on. I forget the name of it. Piper, could you help me? It is this guy that comes from the future, robot. All right, whatever, right? That
What are
one.
you talking about?
The Skynet movie? I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, the Terminator.
Terminator. Yes, Terminator. One of my favorite
Now back
movies.
to your previously scheduled TA.
Absolutely. Let's go back to TA. So looking at this, it seems pretty good to me, right? I still need to be a little bit careful here because we have peaked in this area, and it's just like before, right? Peaking doesn't mean bearish, right? Although it could be mean just a retracement, maybe bigger of a retracement because we had a bigger of a movement. So could we be maybe seeing a flag downwards like this? So the next movement, I will say the next rejection that I'm expecting to happen right here, I will define either if we make a pennant or if we start just making a possible flag because it is not confirmed until we bounce right down here. So let me just change the settings of my indicator pretty quick. Let's go to the prime oscillator. Let's click OK. And we are almost there with the flip of the ribbon. It is flattish. Yes, it's a little bit flat in here. But let me just clear this up and put this into uh, the screen here. Once again, let me try to clean it up. There we go. We are almost there with that flip of the ribbon. Money flow is pushing up, but the only thing that I will be waiting for it is the true 7. It is flat, right? I mean, flat means no interaction at this point, so it is just holding its position. I will rather see it just start moving upwards, and then when I start seeing clipping, like we've been seeing with Alex O Crypto, I'll be just take profits. But so far seems like we have the heads up to keep going forward to the upside. Still, I need to see the price action result. Remember, either a bull flag or sorry, either of a pennant, right, like this one, or a bull flag going down in here and then finally breaking upwards. But I'll be placing two alerts, one at 139 and the other one somewhere around right here at 110, just in case when I start hitting those alerts, I'll know whether if I'm breaking through, right? Breaking through and then going for the retest, entering off we go, or going back down, watching my oscillator if I'm having the flip of the ribbon, and then maybe taking a trade right down there. Just a little bit caveat here. This is not on Binance. This is only on Mexi, KuCoin, and Gate.io, BitMax, BingX. From those, I just got Mexi and BingX. This is not, again, financial advice, no recommendation, but just if you want to kind of like try this out, just make sure that you can both buy it and sell it. All right, because this is not something that I'm planning to hold. Other than that, that's what I got on kind of like a new things in crypto at this point, Piper.
Yeah, I'm going to jump over here and we're going to talk about Solana for a minute because looking at my Piper Sniper kit, render 5 and change. Big Red Ape said something about render. You want to take a look at render next, OC? See what
Yeah,
he's got there?
absolutely.
Awesome. Because Mike Play said, where is render going? So he asked about it, and then Big Red Ape said render 5 and change. So there you go. Shout out to Mark Dutch also. He said Americans. He loves us crazy Americans over here. Check it out right now, Solana, guys. I want to show you. I've got my spotter here on the 1 hour. That's this 1 hour chart over here, and it's kind of like my early warning, right? In comparison to my 4 hour, which has nothing but micro strategy right now, sitting with in a bullish mode, and that's because it's still coming down to its massive breakout above the bullish zones on this indicator. So why I'm on Solana is because right now we have a target hold and target lock on the 1 hour, which is showing green. That is because we are above the slow moving quantum reactor here. We did get a rejection at the top here on the platinum pocket, but I'm thinking that we are going to hold, if it continues down, onto this platinum pocket, which would still be in line with the quantum reactor slow movers. So watching where this is going right now, and I'll bring this a little more into focus for you, that would be a price range of about $185 to, yeah, about $185 on the lower half of that dollar mark there. Watching this green here kind of gives me a little bit of hopium that if this continues on for the next 4 hours, that we will see that happen over here, and we'll get an indication of upside movement on the 4 hour. Now, I do have to say that Bitcoin's obviously going to play its biggest game in this, and it's red still on the 1 hour. So the other one that I'm watching too is Ethereum. It has hit a target lock in the green. So let's go take a look at this on the hourly and see what it's bouncing on, because it does look like it could be setting up also. We're at a key level here of, of support. You can see all of that running across here on the price action levels. And if we take a look at this low levels that we dipped down to compared to where we are in a lot of these alts that I'm talking about, Ethereum, much higher than this lower level here. Look at Solana again. We are much higher than this lower level here. And if we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has gone down and broken that peak that we had down. So it looks like the alts are holding price structure wise in better positions of support than what we have seen right on Bitcoin so far. So watching Ethereum closely. It is on its slow mover, could get a bounce here off of that, could be a nice move back to the upside, um, indicating that this is about to run out of sell-off pressure. And then Solana also on the 1 hour, going to be keeping a close eye on both of those just because the spotter said so. That's why. Let's go ahead and take a look at render and see what you're seeing over there on that OC, and then we'll come back and see where we are with time.
Absolutely. First of all, I just want to give you guys a heads up on what I'm seeing there. It has to do with the Wyckoff accumulation, Wyckoff scheme number 2. Just so you can see it, it's just a going back down here, V-shaped recovery, next high not higher than the previous little range, and then making a little bit other ranging here. We usually see something right down here that is not on this scheme. Let me see if I can see it right here. There we go. Right here, which is what I call, or what is called the spring, right? And this comes into place right here on render. This means that we already have this. I mean, and it's just so close to it. Look at that, the little range, the V-shaped recovery, the high, in this case equally but not higher than the previous high, and then we have the range, right? So what's happening here is that we're losing that range, which is to be expected if we're going to be making that spring. And I usually kind of like a measure half of this drop to start predicting where am I going to be looking for the spring. So I do see a little bit more downwards movement here. I mean, don't get me wrong, we could get even all the way down here for the spring and then start moving onwards and start breaking through to the upside, right? But still, this is going to be my last area of support for that possible spring, and then I want to go back above it and then break through dynamic reactor and moving to the upside. This is going to be the bullish movement, but let's confirm or deny it based on my indicators here. So as you can see, I have a ton of resistance or a ton of supports all the way down here, right? Let me even clean up my own spaghetti so we can see it properly. We have previous week low in here. We also have a big bearish zone in here from this area, of course. And let's see if we have anything else to be added to it. Yes, we have a huge support right here, and things start piling up on that same area. For example, right here, yeah, predictive ranges. So I think we got the point. We are rejecting out of a border block. And what I want to see is this order block being migrated to down here. So when I start seeing this migration from this order block all the way down here, I would say that we're going to be getting ready for a possible long. Other than that, I'm not going to be aiming for a long until I see that sweep of the lows or that spring being formed, or at least just seeing this coin stop falling. So have it just stopped falling, sort of. I mean, for the most part, but today. All right. So what's going to be the key point? Just to give it a entry point is going to be when we start breaking through the zero line after we have found some sweep of the low support. So that's what I get for render. Still, areas of entry or possible areas for entry. It is at 644.7 for the possible absolute low point for me to consider it long. If we start breaking that one, well, then I just retreat and reapply my strategy there. But other than that, that's what I got on render. I'm also going to be adding an alert in here. I want to get started with the altcoins this week.
You should set an alert on that, OC. That's what you should do. Shout out
Ah,
to Dave Digital in the house. He said, Dave Digital said, Piper Network, home of the very first Golden Goat trophy. So yeah, we won that. If you guys didn't know, the Billy Goat Tales team, they have a trophy for who was holding the most of the Billy Goat Tales season 1 through 10 NFT book, and we won it. I won it. Me and Alexandra G, we want it. There you go. But you guys want it because this is your home. This is your academy. So we're going to be able to set that trophy right here, and I'll be able to show it every single day. Home of the Golden Goat. So let's go talk about that real fast, actually, by the way, because we got about 2 more days before we give that away. We're going to be giving it away the first week of the new year here, guys. We're giving away an entire 10 NFT book on the to a winner, to a member. So in order to be eligible, down below there's a join button. It's like $4.99 a month to be an alumni member. It gives you access to all these fun emojis. Guys, drop some emojis in there if you guys would be so kind of what they have. You know, our emojis. You get 1 entry with that membership, and then if you are in our WAP, which is our VIP Discord, the upperclassmen, that gives you 2. If you're in both, obviously you would have 3 entries. But we're giving away book 1 through 10 of the NFT series of Billy Goat Tales. It's the entire series, and let me pull it up here and I'll just show you what it is. This book, if it will load, thank you. This book, guys, that I'm talking about is this entire NFT mint info. It is 10 books. 10 NFTs, I should say. Come down here. There we go. 10 NFTs, 10 NFTs, 30 chapters of content, the preface and the appendix there. Total collection 1,000, 4 classes of rarity. The most rare of the books is book number 9, Embracing Rarity. How ironic. There's only 60 of those, and then the Power of Faith cover number 6. There's only 80 of those. You guys are going to get the entire 10 NFTs, all 10 of these books, and one of those books will get an Easter egg in it. And that Easter egg, the first trip that they're doing, I believe, is at their cabin in South Carolina, if I remember correctly. But yeah, if you have an NFT, you'll be on the wheel. They can see who has NFTs in their wallet, and you'll be able to win that. We're giving away the entire 10 book set, guys. And if you don't know, in order to mint these books, it is 25 Cardano unless you've got that wallet pass, that speaker pass for the whitelist sale, but you had to have been a speaker, one of the 170 speakers, in order to be eligible for that. And it won't let you do that unless you have that in your wallet. So 25 ADA per book. And you don't just do like, hey, I want to get 10 books here and go, okay, I got all 10. They're randomly selected. So, to get book number 9, only 60 of them. You're going to get the entire set. We're giving it away. It's all you got to do is be a member, $4.99 member here on YouTube, or the $19.99 member for upperclassmen, which gives you a ton of perks over there. You get subscription share and trade calls and live TA sessions and just a lot of great stuff over there. Portfolio review, all kinds of stuff where Crux will sit down with you and go through your portfolio. So we're giving away all 10 of those books though at the first of the year. So make sure you got 2 days still to be eligible for that, and then you'll get a book that's at least worth 250 Cardano. And that is if you ever got lucky enough to get book 1 through 10 in your first go, which is very unlikely because book 9 is hard. And you're going to get the Easter egg, which is super rare, and it's going to make you eligible as long as you're holding it in your wallet for many, many, many years to come. Like they're going to keep doing like a boat trip. They're doing all kinds of stuff. So it's 25 per book. There's 3 chapters in each book, Mark Dutch. So 30 total. There's 10 books. There's 30 chapters total, 3 per book. So you're going to get all 10 books. So we're going to be giving that away at the first of the year. And then also we have a lot of extras. There's a lot of extras that I have of like individual NFTs that we're just going to give away every single week. Matter of fact, I want to do one right now. Let's do this. The first person that can pop in with the correct, let me see here. What are we going to do? Let me go over here. I got to figure something out for this.
The correct price of Bitcoin 2025.
No, we're going to give it away earlier. The Easter eggs, do they buzz? They don't buzz, Mark Touch. Shame on you. Let's do this. Whoever can tell me what tomorrow's So someone tell me when. Hold on, I got to think here. I got to make this good. I got to see if class was paying attention. This is check on learning. The first person that can tell me what Chicago's PMI was today, what it came in at today, Chicago PMI, first person in the chat, you will win one of the NFT books. I will give one of the NFT books away. All you have to do is give me your Cardano address. So, first person that can tell me the Chicago PMI for December, what it just came in at this morning, then I will give that book out to you. I'll give you guys one of the NFTs for free. Let me see who gets it. Who's going to get it? Let's go. Let's go. Boom shakalaka. 36.9, Bracoshi no dinero. Congratulations. You are the winner, guys. 36.9. He got it there. Bracoshi, hit me up, DM me on Twitter, on X. That word, X. Hit me on X and send me your ADA wallet address. You got to have an ADA wallet, and I will send you an NFT. There you go. That's simple. We're just going to do this every week. We're going to be giving stuff away, so make sure you guys are paying attention in class. OC, we got about 4 minutes left. Go ahead and Kyle Phil's coming in right behind him. Bracoshi no dinero got it first, brother. Sorry, man. Don't worry. I got a lot of books to give away. I've got 20 total, 10 for myself, 10 that I'm giving away. And then there's like another 26 books on top of that we have to give away. So we're going to be doing these for a while throughout the whole year. So just stick around. You're going to be good. OC, we got about 3 more minutes now. What are you looking at? One last chart, and then we'll get out of here.
Perfect. Have you been looking at ADA already?
I have not looked at ADA. Go for it.
Perfect. So talking about ADA and how you can maybe start building up your way to get those books, let's just take a little bit of a peek. I would say that at this point, it is exactly the same pattern here. In fact, we were expecting that in the 15 minutes 2 weeks ago with this V-shaped recovery. Once again, little range, V-shaped recovery, high, not higher than the previous range, and then the main range in here going for half of this area for the spring in here. So be vigilant, because I think the next spring or the next bounce could be if Bitcoin does not just falls flat on his face at 0.80 with the flip of the ribbon. Something interesting is look at the power bar. It is already a little bit brighter than that it has been before. Usually when we have those brighter spots, we are very, very, very close to the absolute bottom here. So let me clear this up once again, just so you can see it again. It is somewhere around 0.80 on Cardano. Still, I will not just venture for a full position. I will, if I see this flip of the ribbon, this V-shape spring, and I don't still have that clean flip of the ribbon, I'll do just half of an entry and then set my stop loss somewhere around these areas. And that is because of my predictive ranges. There we go. Where are you? There we go. Because of my predictive range right here. And then give it a little bit of a wiggle room. And after that, I'm going to be looking at somewhere around 0.65 or so. But let's hope for Bitcoin also have its spring and keep pushing upwards. And that's what I got for Cardano.
Sweet. And that takes us to the bottom of the hour. So we are not redirecting today. There's no one to redirect to. No one that I would redirect you to, at least. Well, I guess BitLab Academies, but he's not on for like another hour. So, hey, no live shows right now. Coons is not live right now, and neither is Randy Hipper. So there you go. Guys, we appreciate everyone joining us today. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time doing this all over again. Don't forget, we've got Trade Academy with TI Joe, Trade Intuition at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. We've also got the Crypto Nightcap this evening, FDY and TradeFly, and then finishing out the night, Lunar Beaches Crypto with Markets After Dark tomorrow morning. Started all over again with Good Morning Crypto, BC Port Corp, and then we'll be back here at 9:30. Hydro Drip, A to Ace. I'm going to bring you on to talk about Hydro Drip. I believe this week sometime. So hit me up on the Discord. We'll get you on to talk about Hydro Drip. I don't know enough about it to really break into it, but there is the HODL Pass NFT info right there from Alexandra G. So guys, thanks for joining us. OC, I appreciate you being here as always. Guys, if you haven't done so, please smash the like button. It helps the algorithm out a lot. And then share it with a friend. Sharing is caring. We appreciate all of you. And we will catch you guys tomorrow morning right back here on the morning market report. Guys, until then, trade safe and use some risk management. I won't say a stop loss, but use some risk management, please. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Later.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Tar Prime, then you will part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.